This is the Ultimate Seattle Sports Show coming in from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center and Seahawks training camp. They're getting ready for day 3 out here, just out here outside the building. The players were working out earlier today. They get that early morning lift in. That's something that Softy, I'm sure, did before he came onto our program today.
They're using heavier weights than I use at home, Paul. I looked in there. Even John Schneider's lifting more. I gotta take it up at home a little bit.
I saw Schneider with one of those wrestling belts around his walking around.
Why wouldn't you wear one of those? Can I confess on this show once when I was lifting at the YMCA, I was lifting so light, there was a lady behind me. When she wasn't looking, I took the little pin out and made it heavier.
Oh.
So she thought I was lifting more than I was.
Man, I hope that was a long time ago. I hope that's when you were like 13 or 14, buddy.
That was a couple of years ago. But
yeah. Oh, jeez. I don't even know if I can sit with you on this program anymore. Oh, brother. All right, Softy, let's get with the Mariners here. They snapped their 4-game losing streak, beat Texas 6-4. They're going to wrap up their series today and then head to the Dodgers for another huge series. But Dom Canzone, man, what a great day for him yesterday with the big 3-run homer in the 7th, adding another one as well, so driving in 4 of the Mariners' 6 runs.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the image of Egan working out at the local YMCA out of my head before I can move on and talk some baseball. So I don't know what you're doing to me, Egan, but you are filling my head up with stuff that does not need to be there. That's for sure, man. So I got to I need a lobotomy after this show, for crying out loud. But thank God for Dom Canzone, huh, Paul? Where would this team be without Dom Canzone? Well, look, we all talk about a Rosarina. He was the one All-Star, but in a lot of ways, Canzone is a better player than a Rosarina. There's no doubt about it. I know that Canzone spent a lot of time at DH, but he's not at least out there in left field, messing everything up the way Randy Arozarena does. And look, I hate to pick on Randy a little bit, but I'm still a little chapped at what happened there with that play with Castillo the few days before the All-Star game. But it is what it is at this point. The point is that Dom Canzone, where would this team be without this guy? That home run that he had yesterday in Texas, my God, did they need that? Because there just feels like a major difference between being 3.5 games up and maybe 4.5 out, and 4.5 games out with a loss today against Texas versus a 1.5 games out and maybe pulling back to within a half a game with a win today. So absolute gigantic home run at a Dom Canzone, but it's not necessarily, Paul, a good thing that Dom Canzone has been your best player overall in the last month or so, man. They still need Cal, they still need Julio, and they desperately need Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor has not hit a home run in 6 weeks, Paul. It's amazing. His last home run at T-Mobile Park was on June the 1st. He's a negative WAR player right now. So I love Dom. I love what Randy's doing offensively, but these guys desperately need their stars to start stepping up today.
Yeah, when I watched him swing, you don't see Canzone do much of that bat drop like he did yesterday, but when he smoked that pitch, he just dropped that back, so he knew it was gone. And it was almost this big sense of relief, Chris and Softy, the fact that, they needed that. They really needed that, man. Well, you could feel it.
You look at this season right now, and you could point to that home run from Canzone. You could go back to the Giants series, the home run from Cole Young, and those two could end up being 2 of the biggest home runs of the season. And here they are. And Softy said it. We're riding on Canzone and Cole Young. We need Cal Raleigh. We need Josh Naylor to step it up. Brendan Donovan batting .094 right now with the Everett Aqua Sox. So if you're putting your faith in the return of Brendan Donovan to help this team out, I'm sorry. He will help if he gets his timing going, but we need other guys to start stepping it up, and it has to happen. Has to happen. Dave, if the panic button's right here, I was right there on Sunday before Cole Young and Colt Emerson and Canzone came through. Were you close as well?
Yeah, well, if they would have lost that game, I think we'd be hovering over it right now before this game this afternoon. I mean, heck, they'd be, 3.5 games out, and they're going to L.A. for a 3-game set with the Dodgers starting tomorrow. So not a great time to go into the toilet, guys. But, just going back to Cal, if I would have told you back in March the M's would have their biggest game of the year against their division rival on the 27th of July, and Cal Raleigh is healthy but on the bench, nobody would have bought that back in March, and that's what's happening today. He's not starting. He's not in the lineup today. Garver is against the Rangers, and I'm not saying it's the wrong move either. I mean, when they put Naylor and Cal in their top 4, top 5 in their lineup, guys, they got 2 negative WAR players in their offense, in Josh Naylor and Cal Raleigh. So, look, I know it's fashionable to blame Dan Wilson for a lot of this, and he certainly deserves a lot of criticism, but where would Dan be? Where would this offense be? Where would this team be if their stars were just playing to the back of their baseball card, Paul? fallen, Chris. Not even what they did a year ago. Not even Josh Naylor's 2 months last year after the trade from Arizona. Not even Cal's 60 home runs. Just over the course of their career, the average of their career, this team might be 3 or 4 games up right now.
So I got to ask you both. The trade deadline is fast approaching. Last week on this show, I said, it may not be a bad idea to go after Miller. You know, Kirby for Miller. I'm going to be honest with you guys now. Listening to Joel Knipp early this morning as we were talking about the team, they need a bat. They need a bat. We're going to hear from Andreas Munoz. He's taking care of business in the bullpen right now. Hopefully Brash comes back. It's not pitch. We need a bat.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they need. I mean, there was always talk in the last couple of weeks of, do you go after a reliever or do you go after a bat? And really, they want to go after both. But after hearing Jerry DiPoto talk about this team and the fact that, and I believe in this as well, he needs the players he has to start playing like they're capable of playing, which is something you've been talking about, Softy. But if you're going out to get somebody by that August 3rd trade deadline, you got to go get some offense, because going outside of yesterday's couple of big bombs, they're still putrid when it comes to the plate.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh's got a 580 OPS since he came off the IL, Paul. I mean, that is not good at all. For those that don't know what OPS means, that is not good. Just trust us, that number is too low. But, yeah, they need some offensive help, and they need it today. And I got to be honest with you, all this talk about going out and getting a reliever to help the bullpen is driving me crazy. I want to bang my head against the wall. They got a reliever they can use. His name is Luis Castillo. Stick him in the bullpen. Go back to a 5-man rotation. Let these dogs hunt. Let these guys run. And then use your prospects, which you've got plenty of, by the way, to go out and get a guy like a Casey Schmidt from the Giants, who's got 3 years left on his deal. Jerry should love that. He's having a career year. He's 27 years old. He can be your starting third baseman. Brandon Donovan can go back to being a swing guy, and J.P. Crawford can go back to maybe playing DH every now and then, because he's starting to turn into a bit of a zero offensively now. So they got to get a bat. They got plenty of prospects. All of us should trust DiPoto to restock the minor league system. The guy does it every single year. But look, guys, I'm not going to back down with this. I know I've been hammering it all show long since I started joining you guys. The answer to their bullpen problems is already on this baseball team. There's no need to trade a starting pitcher off of this team to get the offense or the bullpen help they need. Prospects and move a starter into the pen, and you're good to go. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you've been saying it from the beginning, and you talk about The Rock. Let's also talk about Munoz's stats. Bring them up. Dusty Baker, the deep dive, put these together. Absolutely amazing what Andres Munoz is doing right now. In his last 13 appearances, guys, he has not given up one single run. Since June 16th, 8 saves, 0 ERA. He's only given up 5 hits, 21 strikeouts. Here's Andres Munoz talking about that extra velo we've been seeing the last couple of months. You've been very good lately. Is that just a combination of everything, the mental, the breathing, all that?
Yeah, it's a combination of all of that, and the velo too, like using a little bit more fastballs that give me that confidence and just go there and attack the zone. Obviously, I was talking about that with some of my brothers. Like all the time, I want to do that. That is my plan all the time. The last 2 outings, all the time when I get on the mound, I want to do that. Sometimes your body is different. Sometimes you don't sleep good or whatever it is, and your body doesn't feel the same. But all the time when I try to go out there, I try to do the same thing.
Well, he must be feeling pretty good right now, because he looked awfully good again last night. The fastball's there, and he throws in that nasty slider. So that's a good sign right there. And I'm with you, Dave. Put Castillo in there. You got Munoz as your closer. They're fine. Go get a bat.
Imagine a bullpen, guys, in late September or October, if they get there, of Andres Munoz, Matt Brash, Jose Ferrer, Luis Castillo, maybe a George Kirby, maybe you bring up Anderson Sloan, you stick those guys in there as well. The bullpen could be the best in baseball, and not just September, but also in October if they find a way to get there. So they got the pieces, just got to pull the trigger, guys.